Let's, enough of this nonsense, let's draft. Verity Circle would be a gem pick. We do have 4 of them, so we can start with 20 gems if we want. We can take a Grotesque Demise as probably the best monocolored card in the pack. Skewer is also good. I like Syndicate Guildmage, but it's just okay. All the Guild Mages are just kind of okay. If you're... I've said if you're going to rare draft, pack 1, pick 1 is the time to do it because it's the time you know least about where you're actually going to end up. So that's a consideration. Not seeing any votes on screen. Do I need to restart? Let's try. Oh, thank you. We'll adjust the webcam. Get over here. Do some voting. Y'all voting and it's not taking. I think I had to restart Deckmaster before. We'll try that again. That work now? All right, try voting now. All right, now seeing percentages. Yeah, I think Demise is the pick if you're going for card quality. But I think pack 1, pick 1 is where you take, is definitely where you rare draft and take gems. Since we don't even know what colors we're going to end up in, this is a good spot to take the sure 20 gems. And now we look at having a Trollbred versus a Blade Juggler. And I'm thinking get that bread. Where are y'all at? At least some vote for Windstorm Drake and Sunder Shaman. Sunder Shaman is a powerful card, but I don't think you can justify it as a heavy color requirement 5/5 versus this incredible 5/5 to 7/7 for a single green. So yeah, we're taking Trollbred. Cindervines is one of the ones we have 0 of. So if we could take this and add 4, and actually there's nothing really great here. The opportunity cost is pretty low. There's Imperious Oligarch or Essence Capture as being better than the rare draft. So I'm going to rare draft and go do, so I don't forget. Yeah, Cindervines can't even be played. It's not amazing, but you can main deck it. It's a naturalized effect, you know. Obviously, it wasn't the power pick there, but... Oh, I need to show not collected as well is the problem. All right, where are we at? We've got ourselves this Trollbred. We have 2 uncommons, so let's check our print run. For those of you unfamiliar with the print run, on MTG Arena, the uncommons in booster packs in Limited come in a fixed order. So if you look up what uncommons are still in the pack, such as Rumbling Ruin and Screaming Shield, we see that in between Rumbling Ruin and Screaming Shield exists the card Hacrobat. So we know that a Rakdos card, Hacrobat, was taken out of this pack upstream a a few picks or so. Kilgore Trout is wondering what we're up to. So Kilgore, in Limited, if you draft a rare that you already have 4 copies of, you get straight up 20 gems. And so as a limited leaning account, like we care mostly about limited here, all we want to do is convert our resources into more resources that allow us to draft more. So if we leave the draft, because you don't get the cards until the end of the draft. You don't officially get these cards we've drafted until the draft is over. So if mid-draft you leave and go and craft 4 copies of a rare you're going to get at the end of the draft, you basically turn those wild cards into straight-up gems. So we took Verity Circle and Cindervines are not good picks for our deck, but we start the draft with 40 gems toward profitability, which is worth more than a pack one, pick one when we're not even sure where we're going to end up, and we didn't have anything that was a particular bomb. So that's what you can do with your wild cards if you're a limited leaning player like this account, like we are on this stream. As for what to pick here, where are we at? A lot of support for the Rendhorn. I do like the Rendhorn. I can't believe like we're in this world where a 5/5 for 5 with upside is like just okay. But I do think it's just okay. And 5s are really replaceable, but like what are we taking if not? I mean, I don't think the Rumbling Ruin is better. I'd rather have the 5/5 than the 6/6. So maybe we do just take it for that, but it's kind of sad. Could also take something like a Plague White as just one of the better cards in the pack and be prepared to completely abandon the Guardian and head into, Rakdos if that's there. So, but yeah, I hate taking this pick 4. It just feels bad. But I think it's probably correct. Keeps us the most flexible. Feels bad, man. And if we just follow best card practice, we end up on Sky Tether here, which has nothing to do with our Ground Pounders. So it's really an opposite pick of what we have going on here. We could take... this is a bad pack. There's really nothing good. So we probably just take the Sky Tether and see. The other thing we could do is like take the Gate or even the Trumpeter. We've seen some Rakdos, even though there was a Rakdos missing. Oh yeah, let's go check our Sky Tether. Let's see what's around the Sky Tether at least. I think it has Azoria stuff around it, doesn't it? Oh no, I'm totally wrong. We have Flames of the Raised Boar and Fireblade Artist as the cards around Sky Tether. We're not sure which direction. It could also be Flames of the Raised Boar and Eyes Everywhere, but I don't think Eyes Everywhere is that high of a pick, so that's why I kind of figured it was Fireblade Artist, although the bots tend to ignore Fireblade Artist as well. Still, sounds like we're getting clear signals that upstream somebody is taking Rakdos cards, even if they don't respect the Trumpeter. So we'll go ahead and not take Rakdos leaning cards, and I'm going to take the Sky Tether. I can't bring myself to take the Gift of Strength. I don't think we're playing... I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but I couldn't bring myself to take Gift of Strength over the more powerful option there. Rather see, like... where are we headed? Forbidding Spirit has Gates Ablaze and Sphinx of New Prov in one direction and Spire Mangler, Ministrant of Obligation in the other. So it's tough to say what's been taken out of this pack exactly. But yeah, it's a very weird draft, and we're not getting strong individual cards or strong signals, and that's making this tough. We could take Oligarch here, but that's actually not really a Sky Tether pick, like this isn't, these don't play nicely together. Whereas, Eel, yeah, this is a weird one. And I really don't want a Wrecking Beast here. I'm not going to take a Wrecking Beast, so Chat is liking the eel. Yeah, maybe we take the eel and there's a Simic, a backdoor to Simic. I like it. Good call. We'll take the eel. We have a final payment. Jagstow, thank you for the 3-month sub. So yeah, probably eel again here. Heard before. Thank you for the sub. Welcome to the Rat Burglars. You could take a Guildgate here, or even a Grudian or Panther, and maybe even lean towards kind of something, end up somewhere Espery. What a weird draft. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Maybe just Territorial Boar. Get a 2-drop. But like we, you know, if we take the Boar here, we're saying we are in on the green. I think that probably makes sense. I think we just are Simic. This draft has been weird, but I think we're going to fall into Simic. But I do like, I think Chad is correct. We're either taking the Guildgate in the chance that we end up something kind of Esper control, or we take the Boar and lean more towards kind of a Simic direction. But yeah. Yeah, Jack, so remember we are, we're 1 hour earlier every day now. No help for you, but that's the way it is. So I'm going to take the Boar. Ugh, this final payment's making me have feelings. But Sage's Row, Savant is fine for our Simic leaning direction as well. I think we're just kind of falling into Simic here. Third Eel, First Strider, or Fixing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 playables. We don't love one of them. Maybe we can't really afford to take the gate yet, and we need to focus on playables since things were so muddled leading into this spot. Oh, I see, yeah. It's also our idiot daylight savings time nonsense, Jagstow. Here in America, we arbitrarily decide to move time by an hour back and forth every year to complicate life. That's all I can come up with. I think it's actually like the idea being to give daylight to school children in the mornings is what is like the one kind of legit reason for doing it that I've heard, of just, you know, making things safer in the morning for children, but it's a pretty weak reason. I mean, children are a great reason for a lot of things, but so Chad is all about taking the gate here. I suppose we could take the gate. I think we're a little low on playables, but we'll get there. All right. I'll be bold with you, chat. Gift of Strength came back. I'll take another Boar over, like, Prying Eyes or a Screaming Shield here. I'm going to take Quench number 1 over Gift of Strength number 2. We did find our lane, though. It was a really confusing early pack, and these packs have not been high quality, but at least we seem to be getting blue and green, so it's really all I want to do in this format is just find an open guild. I'm cool with a gift, but no matter how much you like gift, it is still a combat trick, and these things are scary as heck to be running because you get put in spots where you have to risk blowouts, and I hate that. So that's why I'm down on combat tricks in general. Is that while they work fantastically when they work, they are inherently risking of 2-for-1s. So I tend to shy away. Shark Crab is the better card for the deck, but Perception is a very good playable rare. If this were like a completely unplayable rare, I would probably just take the Shark to Crab for the gem potential. But I think we take Perception because we get the gems right away. We already have 4 of them, and it plays in our main deck. So I'm going to take the main deckable rare. Rare is missing here. We've got an Eyes Everywhere and Open the Gates as the cards on color, or Senate Courier, which I really, really don't want to play here. Really don't want to play this. Really, this pack is super bad. We could take Flames of the Raise Boar on the splash. I think that's what makes the most sense here, actually. We will take a look out for Gruul Gates and try and splash this Flames. Oh, was I talking about side wording? Yeah, this is or somebody else was. This is best of 1 only. So what are we doing here? This is a tough one. We might wheel the Collision Colossus. Tends to be undervalued by bots, but doesn't always wheel. Biogenic Upgrade versus a Gateway Sneak. We don't have a lot of support for the Gateway Sneak, but it doesn't need a lot. It can sneak in for a couple of cards here and there. But Biogenic Upgrade can be somewhat of a non-bow, depending on your situation. Sometimes you don't want to put the counters on before you've adapted, but in a world where you are putting some counters on, man, Biogenic Upgrade can be redonkulous. I think I'm going to go for the upgrade here. Upgrade just does a lot of stuff with this deck in particular, I think. Well, we don't love Incubation Incongruity, but it's playable, and what's our alternative is like Shimmer of Possibility. I think Shimmer and Incubation both wheel, actually. Like, everything, so maybe we even take the Spider. Actually, we take the Spider and try and wheel Shimmer or Incubation, I think. Gatebreaker Ram or Savage Smash. We are looking to splash Flames anyway, so we could also incorporate Savage Smash into the splash. But I think taking a Gatebreaker and looking to support that with a few more gates is good. You don't need too many more, just maybe 4 or 5 is a nice place to be there. Yeah, do that. I'm going to take the Skewer because we have the Flames we want to splash and we have a Ram we want to support. So we're actively looking for gates. So we'll just be looking for, we'll take the Skewer and be looking for red gates. This is at least a half color gate that we could take, but I kind of just want to take the good spell here over that particular gate. Another Sneak, which I'll take over this Brawl. I mean, another Sneak available. We didn't take the first one. Here's that High Alert that has come back and has nothing to do with us. We could take another Quench or a Volley. We could main deck a Volley. I think, though, we have Mammoth Spider. And hopefully we'll get some stuff in the air ourselves. Maybe I just don't know if we want to main deck a Volley in best of 1 over just taking a potentially main deckable Quench. But Quench isn't that great either, so I'll take the Volley and we'll keep it in mind as a possibility. This Courier came around. Don't think we'll be running it. A third Eel or a first Duelist. Let's look at... Well, we actually have some early plays. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, 5 spells we're willing to play on turn 2 if the opportunity presents itself. So we could, and what's our, yeah, and we don't actually have much else going on at 4, so I'm going to take another eel. Clear. Clear. Can't lose now because we have 2 Clear the Mind. Don't think this is a Clear the Mind deck, though. Theater of Horrors is 20 gems, and the cost is a Code of Constraint or a Gruul Beastmaster. Both of those are just fine, so I'm going to go ahead and take the gems here. They're fine, which is to say not, oh my god, that's going to make a massive difference in our deck, let's take it. Arinx on the Splash or Wayfinder. I think we like Wayfinder here. Especially if we do get some gates that we're trying to find for Raise, Skewer, Sneak, and Ram and stuff. So if we're going to work the gate angle, the Wayfinder is actually a really fine pickup for that. I do not need to make any perceptions. As we take rares, I'm looking, and we have 4 of everything. We have not gone off to craft. This gate sure looks tempting, and I think I like it over everything else I'm seeing here. Maybe we'll wheel another 5-drop, but definitely taking this gate. And we can take and open the gates, which is effectively a 3rd gate. And I don't see anything else here to be taking over that. We'll probably wheel this eel, have all the eels we want. But yeah, why don't you open the gates? Chillbringer or Collision Colossus? What do you think? This is an interesting pick. Give you a quick look at curve. So we've got 4 5-drops currently. And a couple of 6s. Probably not playing the Prying Eyes. Usually we have too much to do in a Simic deck with our mana to be spending 6 to draw cards. Yeah, the Collision... no, it's not a first. It doesn't always wheel. It should never wheel, but it doesn't always wheel. Strong support for the Chili Bee. I don't think we're going to see this on the way back, but I do like actually putting a body in the air instead of just killing something in the air. So I'm with you. We'll take Chili Bee. Another Terramander, sorry, not another Terramander, an Open the Gates or a Terramander. Terramander does kind of end up playing a bit like a dragon, so I kind of feel like we should take the Terramander, although I would really like Gate or Gate Finder. Late Slimebind, which will take over the Creeper. Okay, we have another Open the Gates. This is our last fresh pack, so we can take an Azorius Guild Gate. But really, I feel like we should just take another Open the Gates over... Like, why take an off-color gate when we can take an on-color gate? The only the real problem is if we take a second Open the Gates and we put ourselves in a spot where we... Well, actually, it doesn't matter, because this can get a basic land, too. I was going to say we can get stuck not being able to find a gate, but it's okay, because you can still get a basic land. So yeah, I think this is a pretty clear Open the Gates. And we'll see if we can find another gate before this draft is over. So... would we play Wall of Lost Thoughts or Senate Courier or Stony Strength? I'm not sure if we play any of these. We have the one combat trick right now, so we could take another combat trick. O4 on the ground for 2 versus a 1/4 in the sky for 3. I think I'd rather just take the courier if we're taking a creature here over the combat trick. But I have a feeling we're not playing either. I'll take Stony Strength, though. It's sneaky. We can sometimes get them. I've had pretty good luck getting people with Stony Strength. And here we'll take a Duelist over a Thought Collapse. Close one, though. Are we ever regenesising? 5 mana, Dead Revels. I don't think so. I don't think we're playing any of these. So I'll take an uncommon for progress. All right, we'll play this gate. And a brawl to consider as well. That's a late brawl. I think we did find our open seat. Ground 80 gems along the way. That's not bad. I'm going to go and plug this in before I forget. So we are on 18th. And we are green, blue, red. We paid 5,000 gold, 0 gems, and we have ground 80. Yeah, well, that's why it goes very late, because 5 mana Dead Revels isn't very good. We'll play that though. Sneak plus Ram is enough for an ETB tapped island. And we effectively have 5 gates. It's not like we're ever going to have a 7/7 Ram, but we will pretty regularly have the 2 gates we need to turn the Ram on to begin with. So that's solid. And we get to make 4 cuts here, you say. Let's take a look at our split. We got 15, 12. Let's look for non-creature stuff to get out of here. We can probably cut actually 1 land. Have do that, and that. 13, 14, 15, 16, 7, 8, 9 green. Plus these, I think 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 blue and 3 red. I think 3 red is enough for just the skewer and the flames. Not sure I want to cut the boar. Cut quench. And maybe one of these 3, like we have Gift of Strength, Stony Strength, and Titanic Brawl, and I think I want to cut one of those. And then maybe 1 creature. Boar and yeah, Stony Strength is somewhat of a combo with Biogenic Upgrade, somewhat of a non-bow with adapt stuff where you don't want to use Stony Strength on an eel before you've adapted it, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think it's Stony Strength or Gift, and at least Stony Strength sets up help with Titanic Brawl and Biogenic, so I like cutting Gift for the sneakier Stony Strength. It's close. Let's see, anything else we're doing? I think the mana looks good. Okay, I like this. Oh, I want to do this. There we go. Alrighty. Anyone else think it's weak that you can't save your draft decks? I get the desire. Frankly, that's the kind of feature that Magic Online made too much of. Magic Online has a bunch of features at 70% because there's too many features. So I think you let's see, sorry, let me think this through. This is pretty slow, but we're one land from an eel. And we're on the play. I'm going to keep this. Oh, we got lucky with the Wayfinder. I just don't think they want to encourage the replaying of limited stuff. Like the Wizards wants you to move along from your limited experiences, you know? But let's see. I'm thinking of being greedy here and getting the Troll Bread. We've got 3 land. I'm going to be greedy. It's super greedy, but I'm totally going to be greedy. Troll Bread is the best card in our deck. Yeah, Felonist. For what it's worth, I spec'd it to allow you to look at your draft deck after the event was complete. You were supposed to be able to click on your deck and still look at it before you'd claimed your prize, but it didn't get implemented and it became not a priority. I mean, that's how that happens. Like, generally design figures out what the ideal would be, and then that gets chipped away at out of necessity. Okay, so we're gonna go find our gate for the splash. I have Oni Spumoni is hired and working on new emotes. So we'll see. And I expect to see we're going to see some results soon. I'm debating just brawling the Wayfinder with the amplifier, feeling like the amplifier can just get so out of hand so quickly, and we are, you know, who knows how much we're going to take here. Yeah, I'm going to attack and then brawl, I think. Wait for brawl. It becomes a 1/1 and you can fight it. Oh, you mean in their upkeep? Let me make sure I understand how it works. Right. Okay, there's that one window to fight it. Gotcha. Okay, we'll wait. We'll take 1 hit. Good call. Cool, they can't even really attack, because I'll trade eel for the amplifier as well. If the eel sticks around, we even get to adapt and brawl with the 5/5 eel. Nope, does not stick around. Land, land, land. Okay, we got our land. And let's just drop the troll bread. No, that was fine. As long as this amplifier doesn't get ridiculously massive such that we like have to block it. Oh, it's ridiculously massive. I've spoken too soon. I think we can even take the 12 though. We might just be dead though. We gotta take the 12 and hope we're not dead. Okay, so seeing if there's a combo that we can get to that involves brawl, skewer, and activating the bread. I don't think so. I think we're just in. Let's do this now. Yeah, we'll do. I don't think we should need one because this should go on the stack, and with this on this, but I don't trust it. It might not assume we need to stop there, so I'm definitely gonna put a stop. Come on, a little bit of justice, please. Let's hang in there. Nope. That's what I was afraid of. Come on. What a joke. They hit a 6/6. They hit anything but a 6/6, I think we stabilize and lose. And none of you told me to move my camera. I'm so disappointed. So disappointed in all of you. I'm more disappointed in me, but I'm also disappointed in you. If somebody said something and then I just didn't even see it, then I'm super disappointed in me.
Some say I never heard
there you go, free rap burger. Why not early brawl? Asked Dionysus. Well, because Dionysus, if you saw the line we were talking about, there were two ways to approach that. We had 4 mana and a 2/1, and they had this 1/1 that was going to become who knows how big, right? So if we fight it right then and there, we 2-for-1 ourselves and trade our 2/1 for their 1/1 and our trick, you know. So you generally don't like to 2-for-1 yourselves if there's a better option, and so we looked at what else we could do. And because when the amplifier adjusts its power and toughness every upkeep, it's a 1/1. Like when that ability goes on the stack in the upkeep, it's a 1/1. So that's a moment for an instant speed fight with a 1/1, regardless of how big it was going to get. The only reason that didn't work out for us is that Oppo had removal specifically for everything we had. Like they got to remove everything such that we had to tap out for a troll bread. And then again, like they need to, if they hit anything under like a 6/6, we're going to stabilize with no problem right there. And instead they get what's probably the biggest creature in their deck, unless they're running like a Gate Colossus or something. And so there was a great line to avoid a 2-for-1 and keep our creature, but Oppo disrupted it in a way that we couldn't realistically have expected or predicted. So that's where we talk about not being results oriented. Even though that ultimately didn't work out for us, it worked out for us it didn't work out for us in a bunch of ways that were unlikely, and you should generally bet against, and we bet against these unlikely things happening, and then they happened anyway, and we lost. But you make the best bets you can with your decisions, and so it goes. But yeah, kind of an eye-rolly way to lose a game of Magic. There's a lot of those, though. I don't understand what you're talking about. Instead of brawling, I played the eel. Instead of brawling with my 2-1, which would have been a 2-for-1. That's what we were just talking about. Literally what we were just talking about. Right? Are you talking about something else? I think I just spoke to that decision. But oh, I think heard before, you're not dumb. I think you're forgetting that we had a 2-1. It was not a... they were tapped out, but we had a 2-1. So we would have traded our 2-1 and our brawl for their amplifier. No worries. So, do we want this stuff? We want the land, sure. I'm going to say no on the Stony Strength, though. Stony Strength is like our 23rd card, literally. So, why keep it on top? Especially when you need land anyway, so... The reason to keep a 23rd card on top is that, hey, it's at least a spell, or in this case, it's very good in this particular spot, but it wasn't really either of those in that case. Maybe I shouldn't offer, because we do have a Flames that's going to take it out anyway, but I kind of see the Sage's Row as so... like it already did its job, so... Those two cards are very similar, actually. I guess we'll go get another land. And we'll take a Simic Gate. Shouldn't have played the island. I should have gone for the gate and played the gate so that we can have 4 next turn. We got lucky and found a 4th land, so I'm going to do that and play the eel now for sure instead of setting up a Rendhorn for turn 5. We get to adapt. We should have the something with 4 power for the Flames as well. But Oppo, maybe just a straight gate deck here? What are they up to? We're going to go ahead and attack. I'm a little worried about like a Frilled Mystic here. Is it worth playing around Frilled Mystic? Seems like a gate deck, which is probably less likely to play a card like Frilled Mystic. You know, since we have the play of adapting the eel, and in retrospect should have done it to do 2 extra damage. I'm gonna play this and pass. We have something useful to do with our mana, so it's a good time to try and play around that. This maybe it's a quench. We'll risk the quench. If they quench it, at least it's a 1-for-1. I didn't want to see a spell this countered and stare at a 3/2. We've got the board advantage, which makes eyes everywhere extra not great, because if they want to spend a turn stealing one of our creatures, we can just keep trading turns back and forth as we beat them down. So eyes everywhere is really just a scry tool for Oppo in this scenario. Woof. Double your life total. Target opponent loses their half their life rounded up. Yeah, I'm okay with that. You got it, Oppo. Hey, Saratemi. Goes pretty well. Lost the first game in an eye roller, but we're doing pretty well here. Hopefully take this one home. Keep that, because we can cast the Wayfinder now. Well, we don't have the means to kill them next turn or anything, but they need a pretty powerful play to recover from what we've got, or to deal with what we've got coming here. What we have and what we've got coming. Yep, a Wrath could reset things pretty nicely for Oppo. Is this a... All right. Let's just brawl and bread. Thoughts on Rhythm of the Wild? I have come up on it since my initial feeling of like it's... Initially I was too worried that while it obviously had a powerful effect, it's just not what you wanted to do on 3. And also I maintain... I'm still... You know, it's still obvious that it's not a great top deck. You know, it's really bad as a top deck. But it creates such overwhelming pressure that I think it's a high pick for Gruul. So I guess that's my thoughts on it. It's in that B range. It's like a B. Anyone ever encounter someone who abuses the timeouts and you end up spending every turn waiting on their rope? Every once in a while, but it's pretty infrequent. Well, we don't have our green yet, but we have Terramander into Essence Capture, and I'll absolutely Essence Capture a token on the Terramander, even though it prevents the eventual adapting. So we'll keep this. If we happen to find a forest, we can go Wayfinder and try to put that Essence Capture on the Wayfinder instead, but that did not happen, so we will attack. I don't think that creature matters very much, but I also don't want to not cast this while we can. If we do draw a forest, we're going to have a lot of other things to do coming up, so let's smoke that while we've got it. While we've got the window, especially. Awkward hand, but we got 9 green sources, so try and get him with 10 attacks with a Terramander, I guess. Alright, well, we can make eels. Or we can try. They can quench eels if... Yeah, Oppo is definitely telegraphing some high alert nonsense. Let's see if they've got quench. Oh, Essence Capture. Okie dokie. Well, we're both struggling a bit here. But at least we are connecting for damage. Fairy? Slime Bind. We are no longer connecting for damage. We will try again with this eel. If Oppo just wants to stay on 2 for the rest of the game, that's totally cool with me. Not great, but it's a play. Not better than just adapting, though. Maybe it's better than adapting. No, I'm going to adapt. Hit him hard while we can. Huh, they found their 3rd land but didn't do anything with it. We found our forest. We'll see if we get to do anything with it. All right. But I also wanted to see what they were doing. I mean, I get the point, but also there were some things that mattered there with regarding to their blocks and stuff to see that info. Well, now we're just... I guess we could duelist while the shields are down, but I'm going to risk it. Oh, I should have played the Wayfinder, though. That was dumb. Sorry. Just got distracted by the eel and the duelist plan. All right. Not sure if we spend the 2 to attack. Maybe, because we don't have much else to do. Let's see what the Wayfinder's got coming. Ooh, Gateway Sneak. We do have a gate in hand and a gate in deck that we can fetch with our Open the Gates. So I think I like the Gateway Sneak here. But that means we're going to hold this gate. Yeah, high alert is coming down at some point. We got to beat him before the high alert shows up. Really. Terramander, I guess, is never adapting. We don't have anything to bounce, do we? No, we didn't end up with any bounce stuff. So I'll chump here. Let's go this for a forest, which we can play and fetch second gate. And now we get the sneak and have 2 gates for next turn. No attacks there, though. Cold Grits, what's your point about me being at 20? You feel like we don't need to be that worried about a high alert or whatever? But, I mean, a high alert, just suddenly they have a Sarah Angel, and that could go really poorly. Yeah, it wasn't a weird chump. That was never adapting. It had a counter on it already. I will call this bluff, though. I don't mind too much about that. Trading a Stony Strength for a Duelist is whatever. I'm going to go ahead and take the... Well, we'll play the red gate in case we get our splash, or something in our splash. I'm not sure what Oppo's got going with all this open mana. I'm going to run out the Skittering Eel over the Perception. Because if they've got something to counter this, I'd like them to counter the Eel, not the draw 3. And we can brawl now. We can brawl the Eel on the Courier, for example. Here it comes. High alert. No. All right. Just don't know if I should use Brawl on something we're not really losing the race to, although it's not like, you know, we're going to get in with the sneak for lethal. So it probably makes sense to go ahead and try and take out that Courier. It's hard to understand how some people end up with the cards in the deck that they do, but it's also, you know, hard to know what Shadow Crow, how that draft went, you know? But we're going to try. We're going to look for a brawl between the Bound Eel and the 2/5. And we'll trade for... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Again, I'm so glad to get the Brawl countered and not the Perception. Or the Trollbred. We'll start here. Okay, if we attack with the Eel, they could put on... They have to put on Mystic and Spirit in order to... Well, let's see. They could put on... No, they could put on Courier and something else and force that trade. Yeah, I don't like that yet. I think we just send in the Sneak. And I'm going to go ahead and get the Guardian down while Oppo is tapped out. Or tapped low, I should say. They weren't tapped out, but they couldn't be countered is the main thing. Hybrid, very solid here. It can be immediately adapted into a 6/6. Slime Bind is good here. I think that is going to let us muck up an attempted double block. So let's charge in. Probably send the Sneak and the Wayfinder as kind of distraction point. Like, they can do whatever they want to those. We don't really care at this point. So let's send it all. Math is for blockers. Mainly we have Slime Bind, Adapt Eel, and Adapt Guardian. And I think the Slime Bind is what's going to make this a blowout for us, because they're going to double block the Guardian with something, and we turn their attempted double block into a Slime Bind 2-for-1 likely. Oh, okay. How do we want to play this? Okay, let's figure this out. So we may have to give up the eel to the hybrid, because our choice is either we can adapt Trollbred and have it take out like the Courier and the Mystic, and then the eel becomes a 5/5, and then we leave... No. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't block the Sneak. But I think we should save Trollbred. And we want... You just want to shrink the hybrid? Yeah, I think we just let the eel die. But I do like... this. Actually, let's go like this. Oh no, we don't kill that way. Here we go. All right, do this. And we go boom, 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 like this. And then like this. That should just do it, right? If they don't stop the Guardian right now, we should be in good shape. Yeah, we're gonna make the troll a 15/15 trample. Is that enough? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's not even enough, but it'll be pretty darn good. We could also put some counters elsewhere. Should we be thinking about... Okay, let's see. Let's really think this out. So we go If we do 1 on the troll, it gets 3 counters and doubles to 6 and becomes an 11/11. And then we would also have a 4/3 Sage's Row and a 3/5 Gateway Sneak. But the 4/3 can't get through the wall anyway. No, we have no other gates. So I'm going to go with all of it on the troll bread. They're forced to block with everything. We don't... Oh, okay. You want to just... Wait. They must have... Do they have something here? Do they not see the trample? Let's see what they got. They got a reading problem. I don't think they had a real out to that anyway. If they survive that turn, they're staring at a 15/15 and 1 life or something like that. All right. Troll Bread. That card. Missing our blue, but we'll keep this. All right, got our blue. We can skewer something next turn if needed, but we just want more land now. Well, at least we found something to cast, if not land. Pack one, pick one, troll or shark. I'll take the troll. Troll's monocolored. Didn't Luis say they'd release, that he'd share their testing team's stack rank for pack one, pick one? I'm curious what the pro testing team says on that front, but I bet they would value Trollbred as a monocolored card over that. It's not much, but I'm going to go ahead and mangle the Mangler, because they could have Spectacle that this helps prevent. Is Andre 3000 a known... I don't know who Andre 3000 is. Oh, then maybe not actually Andre 3000. So, Rafter Demon. We'll go ahead and offer up an eel for that demon. Oh, right. I know Outcast, I just didn't know that was that dude's name. But yes, that, now that you say it, that rings a bell. Mammoth Spider blocks the Racketeers, but Chillbringer ensures that the Racketeers does not attack next turn, so I'm gonna start there.
All right, everyone, chill.
Now we can get Skittering Eel with Essence Capture ready. I like that. I will happily trade Eel for Racketeers. Well, not happily. Afterlife 2 kind of sucks, but this is what I was afraid of. It's exactly why I played the Chillbringer first. And then we got nailed anyway. I'm gonna ditch the spider. Take the gate in case we end up with the ram. Obviously now if they remove the troll bread, we lose the essence capture and our troll bread. Ouch! Serious pain. Oppa just has frickin' everything. Everything. And we're drawing land. Had to make that play 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. We could just be dead if they draw a land, but yeah, this is the most work I've ever seen a Racketeers do, ever. Wow. Oppo had it all. Feels bad, man. Yeah, we'll keep this. Well, that worked out. Let's see if they kill it. They done killed it. Ill-gotten onto the empty board. I will take on this challenge. Let's get it. Can't really block since we can adapt the eel. But we're just going to play another one for right now. I'm not going to bother blocking. All right. One eel judge. What else you got? They seem to have some itchy trigger finger over there. I'm not sure what they've got, but it's not a counter spell, so we're going to try the troll bread. Why not adapt and brawl while they still had shields down? I like to adapt later. I want to use my mana to continue building our board. There's plenty of time to do all of that adapt, brawl stuff. Yes, maybe their shields won't be down, but I want to build my board more than I want to take advantage of a shields down moment for a creature that's like, you know, it's fine, but whatever. This is the bigger problem, and now we probably want to take out Ms. Karlov here and do that. Oh yeah, do we have an alpha? Let's see. If we have 5, 7, 8, 12, we almost have an alpha strike. Yeah, well, it's not a... Okay, so let's see. I want Teysa to die before... let's do this. Huh. I did the wrong one. What do you know? Wow. Now what? Definitely swinging with the eel, but it, you know, it's going to give him that, but that's okay. Yeah. What are you going to do? Not do that? You got to do that. It's just the creatures get lifelink, so they start to be able to pull away from us a little bit here. But hopefully their last card is nothing significant, and we can get it on from here. I didn't want to give... I wasn't going to trade Guardian for the Death Toucher. But man, that was a mistake. Not I should have. I really should have done the troll bread. Then Teysa would be dead. In my head, I was using the less important creature, but it was less powerful too. So you know, that's real. We're going. What did I forget to do? Oh, I forgot to adapt. It's all right. Complicated stuff. Hurting my brain. We get in for a lot here, though. If they don't have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so they could put everything on it, and we'd have to trade off. So we do it. Oh yeah, I know. Magic's hard. You stream. I deserve this one, though. I'm not even mad about forgetting to adapt. I'm mad about Teysa being alive. And now I'm in a spot. She's sick. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I actually have to block here. pretty disappointed that I couldn't punish the ill-gotten onto the empty board. Oppo's lucky that I punted this one as hard as I have. Tap that. Give you a chill.
All right, everyone. Chill.
I don't know, man. I've not been bummed about a mistake quite like that one in a while. Just straight up handed this game to my opponent. And it knocks us out of the event, you know, so it's not just losing one game, it's like there's probably several hundred gems that we missed out on there by failing to advance this fine deck a little farther. Outplayed. I got outplayed. I had to stare that in the face.